It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
Did I tell you about I told him about the line about from the book where he's like, I had 8 kids on the boat and we're trying to catch it, all of them in northern, and they're like, well, what's that guy doing over there? And I was like, there's 2 types of guys, there's 2 types of fishermen in the world, and they're like, well, who? And I was like, there's ones in your party, and they're like, the oldest kid is like 11, and I'm like, does everybody know what that means? And they're like, I was like, one's in our group. And they're like, okay. And I was like, so that's all of us. That's just our group of our boat.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And assholes. And all these kids are like, what? And they're like, that guy's an asshole? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, why? I was like, he's on our lake.
He ain't in this boat.
I was like, he's on our lake. And they're like, well, it's a big lake. And I'm like, nah, not big enough. You know, like,
and I plan on trolling through.
Yeah, and I totally support their insight, but in that book, he talks about another book that wrote that, and I thought it was freaking hilarious, because it is true. You know, like, you might be just barreling down a river and come around a turn, and like, there's 2 boats. They're taking up the trolling lane, the channel. You gotta cut them.
This is a true story. This isn't.
You gotta cut them.
This isn't their.
And then they get all whiny. That you splash them with your wake at 50 miles per hour.
I guarantee.
Get out of the way.
I guarantee those assholes aren't listening to this podcast. And it went a little bit like this. There's about 8,000 boats in this one boat landing for opening of walleye fishing in a river that nobody should even keep fishing. Like, why are there so many people fishing that river in a river
That's why I fish it, because I just think the last few years there wasn't that many people.
Yeah, there's not thousands out of that landing, but there's over 100 boats out of that landing easily. Like, we got lucky that by the time we got there at like 8 o'clock, somebody was already leaving. Right? Yeah, it was bonkers. And it's like that all day, and so it's a river system, right? And so if you're motoring, you got to go down the channel. Well, the channel is also where people are trying to fish. And so it's like damn near bumper boats, and we're motoring. We're not going, your boat probably goes 50 miles an hour, Ben. We're going 25, 30.
I was probably doing like 30, 35, because that's where I got to be to like kind of plane.
Yeah, so if you haven't driven a boat before, if you have driven a boat before, you know this. If you haven't driven a boat before, the slower you go, the bigger wake you throw.
And here's the deal too, man. Like I'm newish to this boat. I've had it for like a year and a half, and it's a fancy 20-foot fiberglass heavy ass boat, dude. It looks like a bowling ball, and
it's a shiny ass bowling ball.
It is heavy, dude. And if I come through, so here's what happened. I come around a corner. We're trying to leave. We're done. There's too many people. It's not even fun anymore. We're fishing in spots that we shouldn't be fishing because we just want to be away from people. And I don't mind people doing stuff and like, hey, I picked the wrong spot. I should have went there. I won't go there again for opener ever again. But anyways, so I come around a corner going like 35. We're trying to get out of there. Me, Dan, and our buddy Aaron. And I come around a corner and there's 2 boats taking up the channel. And they're both trolling with planer boards, which make their boat even wider. And I could have completely...
Planer boards are a thing you hook to your line to get the line to push out from the side of the boat. Spread you out.
So these boats are boats with planer boards. Each one is like 45, 50, probably 60 feet wide. And there is a 100-foot wide channel. You know, so they got some planer boards in the shallow. You know, the river right there is 300 feet wide, but there's 100 feet of spot that you should only be driving in without hitting a tree. And so I come around the corner and I got to decide what to do. I either kill it and I'm going to swap these boats out with my wake, or I'm going to just plane across and cut them and go.
I mean, yeah, your best bet is to go full speed through them so you don't wake them out. Now you may have thrown some water on them,
which is impressive. That's impressive, dude. Like, I know you guys were like defending me and be like, no, you did the right thing. Dude, if I splashed that guy, which I thought I did, that means I was pretty close.
I wasn't looking back. He was in a spot that was susceptible to getting wet.
He shouldn't have been there, man.
I mean, like, he can be there, but he's just got to be ready for, I mean, he's
got to deal with your consequences.
1,000 boats. So
you literally made it so I couldn't drive through here at all. And it's not a no wake zone. You know what I mean? Like, I was hauling ass, dude. Like, we came around. I made the decision. Could I have stopped? Yes. Would it have swamped him out? Probably. Do I need to stop? No, man. Like, I got sick of it.
I'm going down the channel. I'm going.
Yeah, you guys, you were trying to go around another guy that was going 1.5 and you're going 1.8. So you're like, I'm going to fucking pass him. You know, like no, dude.
Right
now,
in between you guys.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Now, so I didn't see them pull lines, but we
no. I mean, we were going 35 miles per hour.
Yeah,
were gone.
I never looked back. I know they flicked us off. I thought it was more like traffic where somebody flicks you off and you never see them again. You're like, well, sorry, man. Like, you fucked up. I fucked up. Here we go.
Come back. The landing is busy. This is an important part of the story. The landing's busy. There's a guy that came in at the same time as we did. He is one dude trying to get it in, and he's got to hook his boat up and go get his truck. So we already dropped off one of our guys. So me and Dan are in the boat. Dan offers this guy out in the river to be like, "Hey, you want me to get your truck?" Like, we're nice, helpful dudes.
Yeah. You know, you want me to jump in the boat? I'll pull your boat up.
What do you need to do?
What do you need to do? How can we help you?
And he's like, you know what? I got it. These guys know I'm coming. I got it. So he's next in line, then we're next, and so
one of his problems was too, like, he was there for a while, but everybody else is dropping the dude off on the dock.
Yeah,
and then that dude can go get the truck and back it in. He's like sitting out there waiting. Like he's in line, but he can't.
Which is horrible because the boat can't be in line. Only trucks can be in line for the dock.
Yeah.
So and then when you dock to the boat,
like you want me. So my thought was like he's stuck out here until he can go back up his trailer. But like Ben just said, like the truck and the trailer are the line, and he's stuck in the boat trying to get.
Yeah, he can't get his truck and trailer in line yet.
So my thought was like, let's help this homie out. Let's see if we can get his keys or whatever we got to do to get his truck backed in so that he can get his boat out.
But he's like, yeah, I got it. And it was we got there right when it was slowing down for a second. So we dock. Aaron backs the truck in. We get loaded up. That dude's right behind us getting his thing loaded up. And there's like a couple spots to load trucks. Mm-hmm. We pull out. And I look back at Dan. And I was like, is that the guy that we just drove through? And Dan's like, no. You remember that?
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. Like, those guys were trolling the other direction. They had a bunch of lines out. Why would they have yanked lines to come in? Like,
think of how fucking mad those guys were, dude. Think of how mad they were to
they had to be that mad to be like behind us.
They reeled up their 4 lines with boards. No, dude, they were mad. So I'm like, okay, and we're loaded up. I go to the porta potty, take a pee. And as I'm coming back, I'm walking like this towards the boat, like at an angle. And there's a guy coming from that boat, and he's like pacing me. And I have rain gear on that I didn't pull all the way up because it stopped raining. So I got like, bib rain gear around my ankles that I'm just going to take off when I get there. And I'm like stumbling. And I'm like, oh, this is the guy. He's coming towards us. And so like I'm trying to pace him at an angle so that, because like, let's be honest, between you, Aaron, and me, I don't know what the right words are. I'm the asshole. I'm the dick. I'm the fighter. I'm the guy that's
gonna say, like, there's no way I'm getting in a fight. Aaron, right. I don't know well enough to know if he would get in a fight. Ben,
if I was losing,
are we gonna fucking fight or what? Like, you're gonna be like,
literally did happen.
And I'm pretty sure that's the question you asked him. Like, okay, we're here. Like,
so this guy,
I'm ready to fight you. Are you ready? I
get back to the boat at the same time, and this guy gets out, and he's like, that was real fucking ballsy. I was like, what? Because I wasn't sure it was him. I was pretty sure, but I was like, okay. Like, and I'm not trying to be rude. And I didn't want to ruin that guy's day. I think it's hilarious that we did because he was an asshole about it. There's way different ways that you could have handled that. If you would have came over and be like, dude, you splashed me. That was scary. You fucking, I'd have been like, I'm sorry, dude. You know what I mean? That was I didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
came around the corner and I was annoyed.
Chubby McChubberson came over, waddled over, and tried to tell you that you were wrong.
And I'm a piece of shit. He's like, you need to learn how to drive a boat. And I was like, I did great. And they're like, you fucking splashed me. I was like, I went between you two guys at fucking 40 miles per hour. I did, and we're all here. And he kept yelling at me about it. And I was like, I don't know, I did great. And I wasn't being like, fuck you. I was just like, I did great. Yeah, I don't know.
We're all here.
I crushed
Everybody's
it.
safe. I nailed it.
Move on.
I split it.
And so the dude that we were gonna help with his boat is still loading up next to these guys, and there's two of them, and then there's an old man that like was tying down his boat next to us that was like we were nice to and helpful,
just hanging out laughing.
Yeah, and he's fucking laughing, and so this guy's like yelling at me, and I finally go, "What do you want?" He's just like, "You fucking assholes!" And I was like, "What do you want? Leave!" And he's like, "I fucking fuck you." And I was like, "Do you want to fight?" He goes, and then he turns around and leaves. I was like, "I don't know what else is left. Are we fighting or not? Like, let's do this. Like, are we to this point? What
are we gonna do?"
I can't say I'm not gonna say I'm sorry because I'm not really sorry. Especially with the reasoning why you were upset was because you think like his upsetness was that I don't know how to drive a boat. I am still convinced that I did great.
You did.
You
were a great driver. Just because you're driving fast doesn't mean you don't know how to drive.
Right.
If you go slow and hit them, you don't know how to drive. But if you go fast and miss them, I would say that's great driving.
Send it, dude.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.